In this video, I'll show you how to create a dynamic calendar in Google Sheets using a date picker. You'll learn how to make the calendar start on either Sunday or Monday and how to change it with a simple drop-down menu. Let's start with the date picker. Select the cell, go to Data, then Data Validation, and add a rule. Under Criteria, choose Is Valid Date and reject the input, so only valid dates can be entered. Double-click the cell and you'll get a pop-up calendar. Next, format the date. Go to Format, Number, Custom Date and Time. Remove the day and the slashes. For the month, choose the full month name. I forgot to add a space, so let's go back and place one between the month and the year. For the weekdays, type Sun and drag it across. Resize the columns by selecting them all and adjusting one column. Merge these cells for the title. Center the text, increase the font size, change the font, and make it bold. For the calendar, we'll use the sequence function. Start with 6 rows and 7 columns. Next comes the starting date. Use the date function with year from cell B1, then month from the same cell, and day 1. That gives us the first day of the selected month. After that, subtract weekday. This function returns the day number of the week, so the calendar knows where the month should start. Finally, add 1. Without it, the calendar shifts one day too far back. Right now, these are just serial numbers, so let's format them as dates. Select the cells, go to Format, then Number, and choose Date. If you don't see it in Quick Access, here's where to find it. Under Custom Date and Time, choose the number format. In the drop-down, you'll see versions with or without a leading 0. Select all the columns and center everything. Let's style the weekdays a little. I'll make them italic. Select the whole table and add borders. Next, fill the weekday row with a light blue color. Align the whole calendar. Select all the rows and make them taller. It's easier to right-click, choose Resize Rows, and set them to 33 pixels. Do the same for the columns, so the calendar looks even. And let's also center everything vertically inside the cells. Finally, remove the grid lines. Go to View, Show, and uncheck Grid Lines. Now we have a clean-looking calendar. To hide the dates from other months, open Conditional Formatting and add a new rule to the calendar range. Choose Custom Formula Is and enter the formula. We're checking if the month from the first calendar cell is different from the month in our date cell. The $signs lock the date cell reference, so it stays fixed across the whole calendar. For the style, use a white fill and white text. Done. The numbers are still there, we just can't see them anymore. I also want to highlight today's date. Create another conditional formatting rule and enter the formula. This checks if the calendar cell matches today's date. Keep the green fill color. The calendar now automatically highlights today's date, May 20th in my case. Opening the calendar confirms that today really is May 20th. I'll switch through a few different months to make sure everything updates correctly. Let's make a second version where the calendar starts on Monday instead of Sunday. I'll copy the entire layout and place it on the right side. To copy the column sizes, go to Edit, Paste Special, Column Widths Only. Before changing the formula, we need to clean up the conditional formatting because those rules were copied too, and the references won't work for this calendar. The top one is extra, so I'll delete it completely. For the next rule, remove the second range so only the left calendar stays connected to it. Do the same thing for the second condition. This way, the first calendar keeps all its formatting. For the weekdays, replace Sun with Mon and drag it across. The formula stays almost the same. We only need to change one thing. At the end of weekday, add a 2. That changes the start of the week from Sunday to Monday. The calendar updates correctly. May 1st still starts on Friday. I'll add the conditional formatting again to hide the dates from other months. The formula is the same. We just need the correct cell references for this calendar. Repeat the same steps as before. Let's test both calendars and switch through a few months. Everything updates correctly. I'll also add the second rule to highlight today's date. Selecting May shows that both calendars are working perfectly. The next version of the calendar will switch automatically between Sunday and Monday. First, create the date picker section. Type Choose a Date and add a down arrow. Go to Insert, Emoji, and search for an arrow. Turn on Text Wrap for the cell and center it. For the date picker, open Data, then Data Validation, and choose Is Valid Date. Add a border around both cells. Under that, type Week Starts and add another down arrow. I'll resize the columns a little. For the drop-down menu, right-click the cell and choose Drop-Down. Use Sunday for the first option and Monday for the second one. Under Advanced Options, choose the arrow style. Now we have a working menu for the week start. Add a border around these two cells as well. Next comes the month and year title. Use the formula equals A2 so the title updates from the date picker. I'll choose a date first so the calendar isn't empty. For the formatting, open custom date and time and keep only the month and year. Center the title, change the font, increase the size, and center these cells as well. For the weekday row formula, start with the if function. If cell A5 equals Monday, open an array and type the weekdays starting from Monday. You can write them however you want, full names, short names, anything. For the second condition, add another array starting with Sunday. By default, the week will start on Sunday. Everything works correctly. If I clear the drop-down selection with Escape, the calendar switches back to Sunday automatically. I'll resize the columns and set them to 33 pixels. For the date title, select the cells and merge them together. Time for the calendar formula. Start with the sequence function, 6, 7, 6 rows and 7 columns. Next comes the first day of the month using the date function and cell A2. After that, subtract weekday, just like before. The difference here is the if function. If cell A5 equals Monday, weekday uses 2. Otherwise, it uses 1. 1 starts the week on Sunday, while 2 switches it to Monday. Close the bracket and add 1 at the end. Without it, the calendar shifts 1 day too far back. That gives us serial numbers, so let's format them as dates. Under Custom Date and Time, keep only the day number. Let's test everything. I'll choose June and open the calendar. Everything looks correct. June 1st starts on Monday. Changing the drop-down to Monday updates the calendar automatically. The other months work correctly too. Time to format the calendar. Just like before, I'll set the columns to 33 pixels. Add borders around the whole calendar. Center everything horizontally and vertically. I'll make the weekday names italic and fill them with a light blue color. I'm also adding the same conditional formatting rules from the previous examples, so I'll speed this part up. We've already done it twice. Let's remove the grid lines here too. And I'll add the second rule for the active current day. I'll choose today, so the calendar jumps back to the current month automatically. I also forgot to vertically center these cells. Everything is done. One important thing about this calendar, you can't add extra rows for notes or tasks. The dates jump because Sequence fills the entire range automatically. This version works better as a compact dynamic calendar. In another video, I'll show you how to build a version with notes, task lists, and editable sections. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.